Early voting is now open in Georgia, and many eyes are on the key battleground state as voters head into the polls.
And get ready for a spooky traffic tale. Bay Village police rescued a rogue inflatable jack-o'-lantern that tried to stage a pumpkin protest. Don't miss the hilarious dashcam footage.
And Walgreens is closing more locations. We tell you why and more as KSTV News at 6 starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Kent State, and welcome to Kent Stater TV. I'm Nora Rowe.
And I'm Sydney Brown. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 6. We have the latest on your community and your stories.
Absolutely, and we start tonight with an update on the Kent State student who died last week.
Our reporter Lex Reedy is outside University Inn with the details.
That's right, guys. Just after midnight on Thursday, sophomore Jaden Bresky was climbing the roof of University Inn, an off-campus apartment, with his friends when he slipped and fell 8 stories. Bresky was administered first aid and was rushed to Akron City Hospital, where he died of his injuries 2 days later. Kent police say that there was alcohol involved. Kent State University told KSTV they are sending thoughts and prayers to the family, friends, and all who knew and loved him. Bresky is a graduate from Racine Hordlick High School and received a full-ride scholarship to Kent State to study business. A GoFundMe titled Bring Jaden Home is collecting money to pay off the expenses of cremation, hospital bills, and to bring his body back to his hometown in Wisconsin. Kent Stater TV will continue to cover any updates in regards to this story. For KSTV News, I'm Lex Reedy.
It's Tegan Evans with your weather here in Kent and around the state of Ohio. It has been a rainy day, and the rain unfortunately is not done yet. We will see this rain continue into tomorrow. Let's check right now in Kent. Right now it is 46 degrees. There are showers. The wind is north 10 miles per hour, and the chance of rain is 70%, and this only increases as the night goes on. Now let's take a look at the whole state of Ohio, the temperatures around Ohio. Up north in Toledo, it is 51 degrees. In Akron, Canton, it is 48. We move east to Pittsburgh, and it is 50 degrees. We head south a little bit to Columbus, and it is a little bit cooler, sitting at 48 degrees. In Athens, it is 45, and in Cincinnati, it is 52. Now, if we focus in on the northeast region of Ohio, up north by the lake, Ashtabula is 50 degrees, a little cooler in Cleveland, 48 degrees, and Sandusky sitting at 51 degrees. Here in Kent, it has dropped a little bit. It is now 43 degrees. We go south to Mansfield, it is 44, 46 in Worcester, 48 in Akron, Canton, and a little further east, 46 degrees in Youngstown. That is all I have for right now. When I'm back, we will take a look at the weather for the rest of the night going into tomorrow, along with the rest of what this week is going to look like.
Thanks, Tegan. Coffee with a Cop is set for tomorrow afternoon. Kent police officers will be at Tree City at Acorn Alley from 3 until 5 p.m. and invite the public to meet up. The free event is casual with no agenda or speeches. It's just a casual conversation. More candid conversations like this are set up for this month as well. The Kent Area Chamber of Commerce will have lunch with the police and fire chiefs for the following Wednesday.
And Bay Village police were called out early yesterday for a rogue decoration causing a bit of a traffic jam. Officers found a giant inflatable jack-o'-lantern stuck in the road, and one brave officer even got a surprise when it landed on top of him. Thankfully, he escaped unscathed, and with some backup, they safely returned the pumpkin to its owner. The police department even shared dashcam footage of the amusing incident, assuring everyone that no officers or pumpkins were harmed during the chase.
The U.S. Department of Justice is stepping in to monitor the electoral process after concerns about voter intimidation arose all across Portage County. The DOJ emphasized that the intimidation and coercion related to voting are prohibited under federal law. Justice Department officials will be present during the early voting period as well as on Election Day to ensure compliance with all voting rights laws.
In court today, a former South Euclid Lyndhurst school secretary was sentenced to 12 months in prison. Stacy Larica pled guilty to stealing thousands of dollars from a fundraiser for the school's principal who was battling cancer. Police said she stole money from a $5,000 fundraiser she organized for Principal Fording's medical bills and cancer research at university hospitals. Police said thousands of dollars were used for Larica for food and entertainment.
In a crackdown on human trafficking, Ohio Attorney General David Yost announced the arrest of 132 people as part of a sting operation that spanned across 19 different counties. Following the operation, authorities identified 72 survivors of human trafficking and connected them with necessary services. Task forces also raided 9 locations linked to trafficking, seizing over $20,000. With the latest consumer news from all across the country, we bring in our own correspondent, Matt Crowley.
Good evening, Matt.
Hey, Cindy, Noah, good evening, guys. And that's right, a ton of news has broke into the world of business. So let's jump right in as we start with Walgreens, as they have announced it is closing about 1,200 locations, including 500 just over the next year. The closures represent a significant escalation from just a few months ago. That's when the financially struggling drugstore chain announced that it was shutting down 300 underperforming locations as part of a multi-year optimization program. The 1,200 closures announced Tuesday includes the 300 closures announced in June. Starbucks is cutting back on promotional offers through its mobile app to get customers to pay full price for its beverages. It's part of new CEO Brian Niccol's strategy to reposition Starbucks as a premium brand. The move will also reduce the strain on employees who get flooded with work when promotions are advertised. In September, the coffee giant offered extra loyalty points on Tuesdays and deals on certain drink purchases on Saturdays. California Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a new bill to prevent a spike in gas prices. However, opponents of the measures say it could instead lead to higher prices at the pump. This officially gives the green light to the California Energy Commission to decide those new rules for oil refiners in California. The group will spend the next several months figuring out how much backup fuel supply refiners should have, where, and how it should be stored. Germany's largest airline, Lufthansa, has been fined a record $4 million for discriminating against Jewish passengers. The U.S. Department of Transportation made the announcement Tuesday. It's the result of an incident in May of 2022 when 128 Jewish passengers were not allowed to board a flight from New York to Frankfurt. The DOT noted the passengers were wearing, quote, distinctive garb typically worn by Orthodox Jewish men, unquote. Finally tonight, a second Sphere is coming. Sphere Entertainment has announced the, quote, next generation entertainment medium will be built in Abu Dhabi. The company, along with Abu Dhabi's Department of Culture and Tourism, say the new venue will, quote, be a major year-round draw for both residents and visitors from around the world, end quote. No target date has been revealed, but the original Sphere, it opened in Las Vegas just last year in September of 2023 at a reported cost of more than $2 billion, according to Variety. It has hosted concerts, movies, and live sporting events. And those are the biggest headlines in the world of business. For updates from us 24/7, visit us online at KentWire.com. From the Franklin Hall studio, Matt Caroli, Kent Stater TV.
Thanks, Matt. A rescue of a Russian man after nearly 10 weeks at sea. The whole story from the Siberian coast.
And the first execution based on a shaken baby murder case has been pushed forward. More details on that situation to come.
And Hurricane Milton is continuing to bring more hazards inland. How cleanup crews are trying to keep up with the efforts for recovery.
Many Olympians have launched their careers at Kent State University. In track and field, veteran coach Nathan Fanger has propelled 2 star athletes to the Summer Games. Following in their powerful footsteps is Olympic hopeful Gabby Bailey. Gabby's high school coach knew Kent State would be a perfect home for the Jamaican star after seeing the success of one of his former athletes, Olympian Daniil Thomas Dodd.
Kent is a good place to grow because the environment here is unmatched compared to other schools. It's not just a good place for athletes, it's a good place for everybody. Everybody feels supported here.
Coach Fanger helps Gabby grow athletically and academically.
We want to go win conference championships and we want to see people's success outside of track and field, but to get there, you've got to be able to be supportive through the whole process, right? I'm there essentially 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's like an experience that you probably won't get anywhere else. And it's just a feeling of being welcome all the time.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Trash is washing up on Florida's beaches after Hurricane Milton. This is video from Palm Beach on the east coast of Florida, where large blocks of yellow construction foam are everywhere you look. People started to notice the increase in trash late last week. Volunteers with one beach conservation group spent the weekend cleaning up the beach, filling more than 100 bags of trash. County crews have also been out clearing debris since the recent storms.
Texas plans to execute Robert Robertson, who was convicted of murder of his 2-year-old daughter over 2 decades ago. A judge rejected efforts to halt the execution scheduled for Thursday, but his attorneys say Robertson is innocent and would be the first person in the U.S. executed on a shaken baby syndrome-based conviction. Robertson's advocates contend his daughter died of double pneumonia that progressed to sepsis. They say her illness was made worse by a combination of medicines now seen as unsuitable for children.
Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan appeared at the Bucharest Court of Appeal on Tuesday, hoping to overturn their trial on serious charges, including rape and human trafficking. They dressed in matching maroon suits, and the brothers maintained their innocence. Speaking to CNN affiliate Antenna 3, Tristan, with a bodyguard by his side, expressed his commitment to staying in Romania despite the allegations. The court has scheduled the next hearing for October 29th.
Over 800 service members who were dismissed on their Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy were recently upgraded to receive honorable discharges. A review since 2023 aims to correct discharges for those removed due to the sexual orientation. So far, 96.8% of the 851 cases were upgraded. These changes restore access to veterans' benefits like health care and education, which were previously denied to those discharged under less favorable terms.
With 3 weeks until Election Day, a judge has now ruled county election officials in Georgia cannot delay or decline to certify election results. The state judge's ruling deals a blow to an effort by conservatives in the critical battleground state to broaden their powers. The case was brought by a Republican member of the Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections. She asked the judge to declare that her duties in certifying election results are discretionary. The case is one of 2 closely watched disputes over election certification in the state of Georgia.
And with early voting now open in Georgia and a new election security measure, they're being rolled out in response to rising threats, including a new texting tool allowing poll managers to quickly report incidents to county and state election directors as well as law enforcement. Gabriel Sterling, an election official, noted ongoing concerns about bomb threats and other safety issues, highlighting how the state distributed Narcan to offices after fentanyl-laced letters were sent out. And a Russian man has been rescued after nearly 10 weeks adrift at sea off the Siberian coast. He, along with his brother and 15-year-old nephew, set off on August 9th, heading to Okhotsk district, and after leaving communication and their engine, they were out at sea for 67 days. The vessel was spotted by a fishing boat yesterday, and 2 of the men did die, while the 46-year-old is under serious medical conditions.
In a new escalation, North Korea has blown up parts of two key roads that connect to South Korea. Authorities say the explosions happened around noon following Pyongyang's warning to cut ties completely. Although these roads haven't been used in years, their destruction sends a message during this time. In response, South Korea fired artillery and is keeping a close watch on North Korean activity. This all comes after North Korea accused the South of flying drones over its capital and has been ramping up its military rhetoric lately.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
It feels like the rain is never going to end, with the last few days being full of rain, and unfortunately it is not done yet. Let's take a look at the rest of the evening. At 7 p.m., the temperature will drop to 44 degrees with a 76% chance of rain. But then at 9 and 11 p.m., the temperature will only drop a little bit to 40 degrees, but the chance of rain will increase to around 80%. Now, at 8 p.m., there will be a chance of thunderstorms, and those could last all the way until 2 a.m., with more rain following the next morning. Let's take a look at tomorrow's weather. Tomorrow, it will be a high of 50 degrees. Throughout the day, there will be a 90% chance of showers, but in the evening, that will lower to 30%. Winds north 6 to 11 miles per hour, but gusts can reach 21 miles per hour throughout the day. And in the evening, winds will calm down, going west 3 to 9 miles per hour. Now let's take a look at the rest of this week. Tomorrow, as I said, will be 50 degrees, but the low will be 32. Showers 70%. This will cause frost throughout the evening Wednesday night and Thursday morning, where it will be 58 degrees with a low of 32, but we will finally see some sun, and it looks like we will see that for many more days. Then on Friday, it will be a high of 64 and a low of 33, with more frost in the morning and in the evening. Saturday and Sunday, both super sunny, perfect weekend for football and perfect temperatures. It'll be 68 on Saturday and 69 on Sunday. Temperatures increase going into Monday to above 70 degrees. It feels like has not been that warm in quite some time. It'll be 72 degrees with a low of 44, and then on Tuesday it will just drop to 71 with a low of 51, but staying sunny. It looks like the days of rain are over and will be followed by multiple days of sun. I know I'm really looking forward to it. That's all I have. Back to you guys.
You know, bringing things back local, there's only just 2 weeks until Halloween, and Kent police and bars are preparing for a busy party weekend that typically draws lots of visitors to the downtown bar scene.
That's right, and they're also taking note of more prohibition violations, specifically increased use of fake IDs. Kent Stater TV's Anthony Leonardi has the full story.
Halloween is one of the most popular drinking holidays in college campuses around America. In downtown Kent, students flock to their favorite bars to celebrate. And those who are not yet 21 still try and find their ways into bars with fake IDs.
Fake IDs are always an issue in a college town. They always will be.
Fake IDs are prevalent with young students. Around 33% of students around the country have admitted to using a fake ID.
That's something we're seeing, a little bit of a surge in fake IDs right now, getting them downtown. We're also finding them on people who we are arresting for underage drinking.
Last year on Halloween, there were 17 total arrests in Kent, and more than half of them were from underage drinking.
So they're being arrested for prohibitions, which is the technical offense under the Ohio Revised Code. So when they are arrested and we are inventorying their property, we're finding fake IDs.
Lieutenant Lewis gives major credit to bar owners for policing their own doors. Charlie Thomas, the owner of Ray's Place, takes pride in their ability to stop the fake IDs at the door.
We have a pretty good training procedure. Actually, we could train the cops, the policemen. We really could, because our guys really know what to look for.
Charlie says he has confiscated thousands of fake IDs since the opening of his establishment, and in doing so, has maintained a positive reputation for his bar in Kent. Halloween is coming up in a few weeks here in Kent, and if you want to be able to get into places like Ray's or other bars downtown, you will need to present a valid ID in order to be served. Reporting for KSTV, I'm Anthony Leonardi.
New York Jets and Buffalo Bills met in MetLife Stadium for a showdown between heated rivals. Stay with KSTV to see who would leave with the W.
spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe I'll
Good evening, Portage County. And folks, the world of sports is an utter and absolute madness right now. I'm Gage Wellman, and allow me to help make sense of things. Over on the green yesterday, the Kent State men's golf team participated in the Golden Flash Individual Invitational in Hudson, Ohio. The tournament featured 28 students from 9 different schools, including Ohio State, Xavier, and Cincinnati. Sophomore Connor Malicki finished tied for second in just his first appearance of the season. The Flashes will finish their fall season in Dayton next Monday at the Flyer Invitational. Well, over in MetLife Stadium, we had a clash between heated rivals, the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. As Josh Allen, he's going to go for a tush push with assistance from running back Ray Davis. You see Josh Allen, he'll sneak just right in. Then veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers, he's going to tiptoe around the offensive line and fire a dart right to Garrett Wilson. That pass was called incomplete, but it was ruled a touchdown. Josh Allen, will he be sacked here? Nope, he's going to zip right to tight end Dawson Knox with the tiptoes into the right corner of the end zone. Then Aaron Rodgers, he turns 41 in December. Does he have a vintage moment in him? Well, let's look. He launches one right to former Packer Alan Lazard for 6. Wow, absolute madness in MetLife. Then the Jets would be unable to capitalize on that as Mike Williams slip and Taylon Johnson, he says, thank you very much. I'm going to take that with me to Western New York as the Bills would hold on to the lead and the AFC East division lead, Bills 23, Jets 20. Now, sticking with the NFL, 2-star AFC wide receivers were traded today. Las Vegas Raiders receiver Davante Adams was traded to the New York Jets for a conditional 3rd-round draft pick earlier this morning. Adams will reunite with longtime friend and former teammate quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Now in Cleveland, Browns receiver Amari Cooper and a 6th-round pick was traded to the Buffalo Bills. In return, Cleveland will receive a 3rd-round and 7th-round draft pick. Well, Portage County, as I said earlier, I hope I helped make sense of the crazy world of sports. I've been Gage Wellman, and have a great night, and happy birthday to my friend Julia Schaefer.
Well, happy birthday, Julia, and hold on to your lattes, pumpkin spice lovers. A Colorado firefighter just grew a 1-ton pumpkin. Can you imagine that pie? Stay tuned for the details.
But wait, a new batch of furry diplomats have landed in Washington, D.C., and we have their significance.
At Kent State University, student athletes from around the world find their home away from home.
My dream has always been to come to the United States and play basketball on a college level.
I'm going to be the first graduate in my family. It's a big thing for me.
The faculty members here at Kent State are incredible.
I feel like Kent State, it has all the opportunity in the world.
Northeast Ohio is the ideal place for them to excel athletically and academically. From the moment they arrive, students are surrounded by a network of support that helps them thrive and achieve their dreams.
We are a family, so helping each other out is one of the most important things.
Straight away, I knew I had people that I could count on. As soon as I got here, between coaches, friends that I met pretty early on, I feel like this is a second home now.
This is the place. This is it.
Coach Starkey, he always asks about how you're doing.
Our coaches are so supportive. They make you better athletes, and so many of those qualities are transferable. You're going to come out of here being a successful student athlete.
Meet the Scan. a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Without music on, check it slowly at the 1975. Amen!
It's pumpkin season in America, and one gourd could fuel some people's pumpkin spice addiction until next year. A Colorado firefighter grew a state record-breaking 1-ton pumpkin, and one of his pumpkins just won at the Fort Collins Nursery's Giant Pumpkin Weigh-Off this weekend against competitors from Colorado, Utah, and Wyoming. The current world record for a grown pumpkin is more than 2,700 pounds.
Now that is impressive, but an exciting arrival out of Washington, D.C. with 2 giant pandas from China. They arrived in huge crates at Washington Dulles Airport. They are on a loan to the Smithsonian National Zoo for 10 years. The facility was closed to visitors Monday, so the 3-year-old pandas can settle into their new home. Bo Lee is a male whose name means precious vigor, and his female companion's name is Ching Bo, means green treasure. The National Zoo has a refreshed panda exhibit ready for these 2.
You know, that is super cool. I actually just bought my pumpkin over the weekend to carve up for this season. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, I know my mom is going to be watching and going to be laughing because that ton pumpkin, she was able to make a, I would say maybe 3-pound pumpkin grow this year. So this is a pretty exciting
Well, you know,
thing
give
for
her a
us.
few more years, and I think that she might also be able to get up to 1 ton. I think it's just the dedication is going to pay off. Maybe some very high quality fertilizer, and we'll be ready to go.
Oh yes, our garden is going to be.
It's going to be, well, I imagine you have to have a pretty big backyard.
Yeah, we don't quite have that, so that should be interesting.
Can you imagine trying to go outside? But this will wrap up our Tuesday night newscast.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and make sure to grab your latest print edition of the Kent Stater today. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I am Noah Rowe. Have a great night, Portage County.
My name is Liam Aberly. I am an assistant designer here at Yellow Cake. Everything I do currently is all stuff that builds on top of things I learned at Kent.
They had a different commitment to their craft or to their major. You know, part of that is just who he is naturally, and I think part of that he gleaned and honed at, his time at Kent State.
There has been a bit of a budding scene here in Cleveland between Valerie and some other designers that live around here, and we're really starting to put Cleveland on the map in the fashion world.
Today, the world could use a little more understanding. Understanding nurtured by shared values. We come together at Kent State. Different dreams, different viewpoints, united by purpose. Preparing to make a difference in our divided world. Wherever you are in your life's journey, come learn with us.